Hi guys, it's Annie from Club Pilates Flemington. Welcome to my home. We're going to do a little at-home workout today. So I thought that it would be fun, even though we're apart, that we could do a workout together. So I've organized a fit type style workout, similar to what we do at the studio, but not exactly the same. So I'm going to offer plenty of modifications, so do what feels right and appropriate to you. You're going to need a mat, unless you're on a carpeted floor like me, but I would opt for a mat, a water bottle, and maybe a sweat towel. So that being said, enjoy this workout with me. I wish that we were all together. I miss all of you terribly, but let's be together in spirit today during this workout, okay? So get your water bottle, your mat, your towel, meet me back down on the floor. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that, or pause the video. Please, 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 at the end of the video, let me know how you're doing in the comment section. We can chitty chat there. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're healthy. I hope that your families are healthy. I hope that you're staying sane. I think that might be the hardest part in all of this. So let's move together. Maybe that'll help a little bit in these weird times, right? Okay, so I'm gonna scooch back here so that you guys can see me. I will be moving around a lot. I just want to make sure that you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm trying to be loud and quiet all at the same time because everybody in my house is working on some sort of online video chat as we speak. So sitting up tall, toes and knees are forward, belly is lifted. You know I love my pelvic floor, so make sure you have it lifted off of the floor. We are eventually going to roll ourselves all the way down. I'm just moving forward so you can see me. Backs are tall and flat. Take an inhale. On the exhale, I want you to curl the pelvis, rounding the back, keeping the shoulders over the hips. That is an exhale, and inhale will grow tall. And exhale, curl, keeping the shoulders over the hips, and then up. Our first low back stretch of the day. We're going to go for two more. Exhale, curl. I am using my arms to help me stay. Shoulders over pelvis, and one more, curling. Now, I'm going to continue. I'm going to take an inhale first. On the exhale, I'm going to continue rolling back. My arms are going to straight. Go towards straight, straighten. Keep curling the pelvis. Pelvic floor still in. Abs are gathered together. And I'm going to slowly roll myself all the way down. You can use your hands on your thighs to guide you. I'm going to just move down a little bit to make sure that you guys can see me. Okay, so we're in shoulder bridge prep position. Toes are forward, knees are forward. I do have sneakers on because I have nerve issues in my feet. So when we're standing up and doing cardio, I have to have sneakers on. Sneakers are an option for you. Bare feet are an option as well. Here we go. Exhale. We're going to curl the pelvis, imprinting the lower back, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Knees are going forward, hips are going up, pelvis is curled, pelvic floor is in, abs are engaged. Take an inhale, collarbone is wide. Exhale, we're going to roll down. You keep going. Take an inhale. Make sure you sit that butt down at the bottom and release those butt cheeks. And here we go. Exhale, curling up. Keep going. Take an inhale. Notice that I have not flared my ribs. I'm not on the tops of my shoulders or my neck. My entire chest is down on the floor. And then exhale, roll down. So making sure that you're not changing the space underneath your lower neck or the back of your neck at all. We're going to go for two more. Here we go. Exhale, curl up. Drop the collarbone backward to the floor. Roll yourself up. Feel the glutes, but not just the glutes. The hamstrings, the heels are pulling towards your tushy. And then exhale, roll down. Although the feet don't actually move. And we're going to go one more. We're going to go up and we're going to stay up. Here we go, curling up. So I want to move and articulate a little bit in the feet and ankles since we're going to be doing squats and lunges. You guys know how much I love that. So I'm going to lift the toes and then I'm going to lift the heels. And then I'm going to lower the heels, lift the toes. What I'm not doing and what I want you to really notice is I'm not moving my pelvis, right? Making sure the pelvic floor is still in. The right and left abdominals are connecting into the center of the body. Collarbone falls back. Let's go for, I don't know, 4 more. You guys know I don't count. Here we go. Last 3. Trying to get some movement through those heels and feet. Move the feet in closer or farther away as feels appropriate. I think it's 2 more. So here we go. Up and down, that's 1. And then heels up, heels down. Pause. Just press the hips up a little bit in case they drop. I'm still on my chest. I have not arched my ribs. And then I'm going to exhale and I'm going to roll down. Oh, dear Lord. Woo! Okay. So from here, I'm going to walk my feet out a little bit so my thighs are on a little bit more of an angle. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs. I'm going to take an inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to grab the pelvic floor, pulling it in. I'm going to draw my abdominal center line, and then I'm going to curl my chin to my chest, and I'm going to slide my fingers up towards my knees. And then I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to lower down. And exhale, curl. Make sure that, you know me and my doming, right? So what I want you to make sure is that as you're coming up, you're not pushing your abs out, you're pulling them in. Let's go for 4 more. As I'm coming up, I'm looking straight forward towards my knees. Right through my knees is my gaze, and then down. Maybe trying to come up a little bit higher each time, but if you're going to come up higher, you got to pull in deeper. Oh, I've already lost count. Here we go. Last 3. Famous last words from Annie. Last 2. Oh, I have a surprise. And then the last one. So we're going to come up and we're going to stay. Now, my pelvis, the back of my hips are still on the mat. My tummy is in, my pelvic floor is in. I'm going to use my abs and pull back 1 inch and then pull forward 1 inch. So this action is coming because I'm bending in my spine. It's not coming because I'm doing this with my arms. It's pretty small. It's pretty deep. Pelvic floor stays in. Abs stay gathered. That energy never disperses. We're going to go for 2 more. I know you're having fun. And then 1 more. And then we're going to lower all the way down. Wow. You're going to take the hand that's farthest away from me, and you're going to stack it on top of the hand that's closest to me. Okay? My collarbone is still wide. I'm still square to the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, as you curl forward, curl towards the thigh that is closest to me. I want you to make sure that your fingers are level and even, that they're not offset like that, right? Oh yeah, so now you're there, right? And then lower down. Make sure your fingers are level and even. Curl towards the top, towards the thigh that's closest to me, and then down. We're going to do 3 more. So as you curl up, the opposite knee, the opposite hip are still down. You're not rolling, right? And then down. Last 2, and down. Last 1, looking right at the knee, and then we're going to go for our smaller range of motion. A little bit back, a little bit forward. Again, I'm not doing this with my arms. It's coming from my center. You're going to go for 3 more. You're going to go for 2 more. You're going to go for 1 more. And then you're going to lower yourself down. Whew. The hand moves back to the thigh. Now you're going to take the hand that's closest to me, and you're going to move it to the thigh that's farthest away from me. All right? Take a nice big inhale. Pelvic floor is in. Abdominals are gathered. And you're going to slide up the thigh as far as you can. Fingers are level and even, not offset. And I didn't do this with my arms and shoulders, right? It's all coming from the center. And here we go. Here's 2 of 5. Opposite knee and hip are staying still. Foot and hip on the floor. Last 2. Pelvic floor is in. Watch for doming. And then the last 1. And here we go for smaller range. Back and forward. Not from the arms and shoulders, from the center of the body. 3 more. You can hear in my voice that this is hard. I'm shaking. Last 2. Last 1. Whew. And we're going to roll and lay ourselves down. That was fun, wasn't it? I hope you're warm. Bring your knees in. Cross one ankle over the other. Give yourself a little heave-ho. Help yourself up. And we're going to get started with the cardio. All right, so 5 rounds. I should say 5 different exercises. We're going to do 50 seconds of work. You know how I like that. 10 seconds of rest in between. The difference between this and what we do in fit class is we're going to do the cardio sections 3 right in a row, and then we'll come down. We'll do a little bit more core work, and then we'll stretch, and then you guys can go and leave me. Although, don't leave me. I'm not leaving you. Okay, so I have my timer set. You might want your sweat towel and your water bottle handy for when we're in between sets. So I'm going to start the timer, but don't get nervous because we're not going to be starting yet. We have about 20 seconds. So our first exercise is going to be what some people call a ball pass. It's a side-to-side squat. All right, so you're going to start with your feet wide. You're holding a basketball, right? So I'll start before the timer. You're going to squat, bounce and pass, bounce and pass. There you go. You're off. Now, what I'm thinking is I'm throwing love. Here's my heart. I'm throwing it to you. Send your love to me. All right, so you keep going. I'm going to turn to the side and give you some of the do's and don'ts, right? So make sure that you are sitting back and down. Make sure that you're not rounding your spine, right? Notice that my waist is nice and straight. My knees stay over my heels. Whew. Side to side, bounce, pass, bounce, pass, bounce, pass. We have about 3 more seconds. All right, good, catch your breath. Try to recover. Okay, lunges. You know me, I love my lunges. So they're gonna alternate. You're gonna start here, you're gonna step back, reach up, reach up, reach up. Keep going. I'm gonna give you the tips of some guidance here. Make sure on your lunge that you're not leaning forward. Keep going. That you're keeping your knee over your ankle. Keep going. See how my knee is over my ankle? It's not forward, right? Because you don't want to stress your knee out when you lunge. You want to feel it in your glutes, in your hamstrings. Back knee is bending. Reach up for the sky. Reach up for the sky. Woo! I lost my balance on that one. It happens. Even to the professionals. Okay, good. Okay. We're going to do some curtsies. Toes and knees are forward. We're going to go side and then across side. All right. So let's talk. You keep going. Knees and toes face forward. Back knee is bending and crossing. Notice my waist is not bending, right? I'm going to show you from the side. Notice that my knee stays over my ankle. Keep going. It doesn't thrust forward. I don't lean forward. I stay over my heel. Hips and knees face forward. Oh, keep going. It's hard to do this and turn, right? Make sure you're breathing. Pelvic floor is lifted. Abdominals are gathered. And that one's done. Okay, we're a little breathless, right? Okay, sumo squats. Toes and knees out to the side. You're gonna reach down, reach up, stand up. So it's down, down, up, up. Oh yeah, there's a moment of pause in that sumo squat. It gives you a moment to really load into the glutes. It doesn't have to be low. You guys keep going, right? So on the squat, again, my hips are going down and back. Notice that I'm not bending in my waist. You guys keep going, right? I'm not hinging at my hips. I'm not rounding in my spine. Down. Down. Up. Down. Okay. Last one. We're at round 4 already. It's hard to believe. We're going down for a plank. This is an endurance event, right? Sometimes we gotta endure. So knees can be down, toes can be tucked, we can be up. Good. Pelvic floor is in. If when you lifted your knees, you dropped your pelvic floor and you domed your abs, put them back down. It's not worth it. If you're here and you have it, you can begin to do some heel lifts, right? Notice that I'm not arching my back. Notice I'm not dropping my foot. Whew. Pushing with the shoulders and the arms. Hands can be together, hands can be apart. Notice I'm not wobbling side to side. Head is in line with the spine. Yeah. All right, knees down. That was round one. We have 2 more to do. You might want to grab a sip of water. Just a little slurp. Okay. When you're ready, meet me back here. I'm going to put my hands on my hips. I'm going to do some heel lifts while I wait for the next round to begin, because why not? You don't have to do anything. I want you to try to recover. All right, we're breathing heavy. We're going to do all those things again. We have about 10 seconds. Once we get started, I'm going to give you maybe a little homework to do. Something for you to do at home. All right, we're starting with the ball pass. Down. Okay, so I've talked a lot, and I will continue to talk about where your knees are, about what your spine is doing. Take this video. Take it in front of a mirror. And look at your postures, right? This is a good time for you to take these videos that we give you and really look at what you're doing. Are you rounding? Are your knees going forward, right? So, I don't know, take this video into a place that has a mirror and you can see what's going on. Squat. Oh yeah. Rest. Lunges. I'm always going to get started before you. Hands by your ears. Elbows are not sunk. You're going to step back, reach up. I like to think when I pull my elbows down, it helps my spine grow taller. So it's like elbows down, pull up through the crown of the head. Thighs, stay hip width apart. So watch on your lunge that you're not doing something crazy like that or like that. Reach up. Again, go to a mirror. Check your form. Knee over heel. Not thrusting forward. Whew. You'll know it because it just won't feel good. Whew. I don't suggest walking around doing this. It's hard. Okay, curtsies. So pick the side you want to go to first. I'm going to go that way. Toes and knees are forward. I'm going to step, curtsy, step, curtsy. You don't have to go fast. I swear to God, the cardio will be there. Okay, I'm going on a field trip. Again, showing you from the side that my waist is not changing its shape. My shoulders are still over my pelvis. My knees and hips are forward. I'm not turning my pelvis when I go for that curtsy. It's important. You can freestyle with your hands. You can do whatever you want. It's your workout. Nobody knows. On your honor. Woo! Oh, I just noticed my steps got smaller. Okay. You ready to be a star with me? I'm ready to be a star with you. Come on, be big and bright. Here we go. Down, down, up, up. You guys keep going. When you're down here, keep going. There's a moment where you really grab and lift the pelvic floor, the belly, and squeeze the glutes and stand up, right? Don't lose that moment. Don't lose it. Right there. Look at me. I'm looking at you. I wish I was with you. I wish you were with me. But we're doing this apart but together, right? Oh yeah. Whoa. Watch the knees. gather the glutes to come up. Don't try to power from the knees. You don't have to go super low. One more second. Okay, good. We're going down for planks. On the knees, right? Here, gather the pelvic floor. You got 50 seconds, right? If you pick up your knees and your belly domes like that, and you can't get it back together, you gotta put the knees down. And then, once you know that you can maintain an energy lifting the pelvic floor, and an energy gathering the abs together, and an energy pushing into the floor, then you can explore your heel lifts. Maybe you do two. Maybe you don't do any. You have to endure. You have to breathe. All right. Round two. We're gonna rinse and repeat. I'm gonna grab a swirl of water. We have 35 seconds. You're trying to recover. I'm gonna have my feet hip width apart. I'm gonna lift and lower my heels. I have my eye on the time. We have one more round. We're gonna start with our ball passes in about 7 seconds. I'm gonna get started. All right, I'm gonna bounce the ball, pass my love to you. Bounce, right? It's like recycled love. Make sure when you stand up, I'm gonna turn to the side again. When I stand up, I'm squeezing into my glute to do it, right? I'm not jamming into my knee, right? We have to be kind to our knees. We might need them one day. Bounce pass. Notice my chest is upright. Look, I'm passing you my heart. Passing you my heart. Yeah. Okay, you know I love my lunges. Last round. Hands by your ears. Shoulders down. Tummies are in. Reach up. Again, when you stand up, push through your heels. Squeeze into your glute. Oh, I just did 2 on that side. That's okay. I don't think the Pilates police or the workout police are gonna come get me. Check in with your pelvic floor. It's gotta be lifted. Whew. Yeah, I know you're getting tired, but what I don't want you doing to confuse during this workout or during your life, don't confuse exhaustion with weakness. You're tired, you're not weak, right? Fatigue is natural. It happens to all humans. You're not weak. You're tired. Okay, you guys ready? Curtsies. I'm gonna go this way this time. Toes, knees, hips are forward. Curtsy. 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 Again, practice with your mirror. Turn to the side, right? When you're using your mirror. Look at yourself. Make sure your hips are not turning. Make sure your knees face forward over your toes, but make sure that they stay over your heels. Your shin doesn't slide forward. You're not gonna be able to get down there. Whew. Right? Here's my hip bones. They're not turning. They're not turning. This is what it would look like if they were turning. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? Superstar. You guys ready? Down, down, up. Oh, take that moment. You're not letting go, you're loading.
Keep going. Right here is not a moment of letting go. It's a moment of load, right? So as you pick up your arms, you start to squeeze your glutes and lift your pelvic floor. Again, this is a great place to check in a mirror your side view so that you're not doing something like this, right? Not letting go and not going into the knees. Think about your footwork on the reformer, right? That's what we're doing here. Except you don't have help from the springs to get you up. Oh my goodness. Are we there? We are. Time to plank. Knees down first. Start there because you're tired, right? You got 50 seconds. Belly is in, no doming. Pick up the knees. Make sure you can still energetically keep the pelvic floor in and the tummy gathered. Make sure you're pressing down. You're not collapsed in your shoulders. Here we go. You don't have to do this part. Tummy in. Pelvic floor in. Now you're going to get tired. So you're going to want to go to other places to do this work. Be smart. You're exhausted, but you're smart, right? You can be tired and smart. High fives. We did it. The cardio part. Yeah. No weights, right?
Activity completed.
We did it. Okay, so we're done with that part. Congratulations. Grab a little sip of water. Breathe. Maybe towel off. Okay. So we're gonna, when you're ready, keep breathing. Stay with me. We're gonna come down onto the floor. I have a whole list of exercises there that we still have to do, so get excited. I'm probably gonna move forward and back just so that I know that you can see me. But our heart rates are elevated. So before we do anything, I'm on my knees. You can stand, you can sit, whatever is your pleasure right now. I have my feet together, knees apart. I guess let's get a little bit more organized. I'm gonna take a big breath in. And a long exhale out. And again, big breath in. Oh, my inhale got stuck there. And exhale, you know why? Because I rushed it. Here we go. So much better. You have more room than you think. One more. Can you feel your heart rate coming down? And exhale. Okay, so we're gonna come back to a seated position. I'm gonna do a little bit of ab work. Make sure that we're kind of warmed up in our tummy because then we're gonna need our tummy for the other stuff that we're gonna do. So we're gonna kind of start here where we started at the beginning of class. So it's familiar, right? So feet can be flat. You can have your heels lifted. I actually enjoy my heels being lifted for what we're about to do here. My hands are under my thighs. My fingers are on the inside of my thighs. My thumbs are on the outside, and I'm sitting up tall. Belly is off my thighs. Pelvic floor is off the floor. Take a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna roll back. Now I'm gonna roll back. I'm just about at the top of the crack of my butt. I'm just looking forward. My chin is parallel to the floor. My pelvic floor is in, my abdominals are gathered. Option to keep the hands here, right? As I raise the arm farthest away from you, and I bring it back down and I hold. And maybe we can inhale as the arm raises, and exhale as it lowers down. I actually quite like an exhale as the arm raises because you're beginning to challenge the stability, and then inhale as it lowers. And then exhale as we lift, and inhale as we lower. Now stay here. Or if you want, you can release the hands forward of the knees and stay and try it here.
Now my gaze is forward, and my mind and energy are on the constant pulling in of the pelvic floor, the constant gathering of the right and left side of the abdominal walls to center. So keep going with this. I'm going to move this arm out of the way so you want to watch for doming, right? That. You don't want that. You want that. Okay? So let's do one more each arm. Okay, grab those thighs, curl your chest over your pelvis, and rise up nice and tall. Take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to roll back down again. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is easy. Hands can stay, and you can stay with the one-arm version. Hands can release, you can stay with the one-arm version, or we're going to go for both arms. Play with your breath. You might like the way I have my breath organized right now, you might not. But what you have to do is keep the pelvic floor and the abdominals organized and in control. So wherever you are, let's say 2 more, just in case you're doing single arm. Stay focused. Oh yeah, I'm shaking. You can see it. And then I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to help myself up. That was fun. Okay, so now I'm going to lean back. I'm going to give you guys options. So I'm going to walk my feet in. I'm going to lean back onto my hands. Now the hands, if you're going to stay with me up here, either face the side walls or they face your hips. I'll move out so you can see. They do not face this way because eventually we're going to lift our hips, and when your fingers face back, your elbows kind of go in towards your back and you can't find any support in your shoulders. Okay? So I'm going to opt for turning my fingers in. So we're going to do hip presses, these things, but you know, you'll see when we get there. If this is not in the cards for you today, you might have a shoulder issue or a back issue or just something funny is going on with your body today, you're going to come down into bridge position, maybe walk the feet in, and you'll do your hip lifts here. It's fine, right? Everybody's got to do what they got to do. Okay, so if you're up here with me, you're leaning back, shoulders over heels of hands, pelvic floor for everybody is in, abs for everybody are gathered. I'm going to walk my feet in so that they're kind of close, and I like to lift my toes, and everybody's going to press their hips up. Now let's just pause here for a moment. So if you're up here with me, you're just looking forward at the wall. Notice that my knees went forward, right? They didn't stay back here. I'm using my hamstrings and down, right? So we're going to go up, push through the heels, and down. The other thing I'm doing is I'm feeling, it's not actually happening, but as I go up, it's like I'm dragging my heels towards my fingertips, right? Elbows are soft if you're up here with me. Shoulder blades are squeezing together. The other thing is, notice that I'm not straying my upper body forward and backward. You guys keep going, right? I'm not doing anything like this. It's all just what can I do with my legs, my thighs, hamstrings, and glutes. Keep going. We're going to go for 5 more. If you're down here, same thing. I'm thinking of my heels dragging towards my fingers. My knees are going forward. So the pelvis is going up and forward. It's going up and forward. I think we have 2 more. And we're going to get there. And then we have 1 more. Okay, that was fun. Yeah. You can bring your feet together, round forward for a moment, keep your belly in. Okay. It's not going to be a complete class if we don't do something with rotation and a little bit of something for the obliques. So, legs together. You can use your hands. We're going to lay ourselves down. I'm going to take my knees, my feet are together. The center seam of my feet is in the center of my pelvis, and I'm going to turn my knees to you, and then I'm going to cross my ankles. I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to interlace them behind my head. I'm looking straight up at the ceiling. My collarbone is looking at the ceiling. Hands interlaced behind my head, elbows come off the floor a little bit. Now squeeze your ankles, squeeze your glutes. Pelvic floor is in, gather the center body. Take an inhale. The top waist that's exposed to the ceiling, you're going to pull it in so much that the chest has no choice but to go forward and then down. So as we're lifting and lowering, I'm squeezing my heels together. The knees don't have to touch. Depends on the flexibility you have in the outside of your hip. But what I'm not doing is coming up and rotate, keep going towards my knee, And I'm not coming up and rotating towards the wall to the other side. I'm just coming center of my chest right to that hip. Oh God, I have no idea how many we've done. Let's say 5 more. It's 5. 4. Make sure you activate in the center of your body first before you lift your chest. You can't lift your chest and then hope that you're going to pull into your belly. You have to work the muscle before you lift the bone. This time, you're going to pull yourself up and you're going to pause and hold. And then it's just small. I'm barely moving. Oh, there's so much pulling going on in the center of my body. Remember, you're going straight to the hip, not the knee. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we're going to lower down. Woo! Okay, come on back. I'm going to reorganize the feet so that the seam of my legs and feet is in the center of my pelvis. I'm going to turn my knees away from you, so now you'll get to see a different view. I'm going to cross my ankles. I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my head. Now on this side, my knees can touch because this side of my waist is more flexible. So you might notice you're different on each side. It's okay. You're a human being, right? We're human. All right, pelvic floor is in. Abs are gathered. I'm focusing on the side of this abdominal wall and the front of this abdominal wall. And I'm going to gather them in so much that my chest just curls forward. I'm not thinking about height. I'm thinking about where I'm pulling from. And again, as I'm coming forward or pulling up, I'm not turning towards my knees and I'm not turning away from my knees. I'm going straight forward. Remember, pull in the center of your body first before you even think about lifting your upper body. Right? You can't lift your upper body and then hope you can grab your abs. You got to grab the abs first and the pelvic floor. I've lost count. I'm going to say 4 more. 3, 2, keep the head heavy in the hands. You're going to come up 1, and then it's small. I'm not bouncing, right? I'm not doing this. It's pulling. I pull, and I pull. And it's not a release, right? I'm trying not to drop back at all. How about 4 more? What's your pelvic floor doing? Should be pulling away from your knees. Last 3, I'm sure my counts are off. And last 1, and oh, wow. Turn on to the side towards me and use your hands and help yourself up. Hi. That's fun. I just have to note how weird this is. There's no music. I don't have a live studio audience, but we're making it work, right? I hope you're enjoying it. I'm having fun. I can feel you guys. I can. You're there. I see you. Okay, so we're going to lay on our sides. I'm going to give you guys tons of options. Do what works for you. Remember, we are here to be kind to ourselves, not punishing, we're not criticizing, we're honoring, and we're loving, okay? So I'm going to move my water bottle out of the way, and I'm going to lay down. I think you guys can see me. Okay, so I'm just starting with my head elevated. My feet are going to come slightly in front of me. I have not curled my pelvis towards my heels. Think of just sitting your hips back a little bit, but make sure you don't roll your hips back. So my belly button is not facing the ceiling. My belly button and my front hip are facing you. I'm going to lay myself all the way down now. I'm going to make sure that there's air space and airflow underneath my waistline and my low rib that's closest to the floor. I'm going to lean into my top hand a little bit, and I'm going to lift and lower my legs. Now, I'm not thinking about height. I'm thinking about using my waist. Now, if this is too much, you're going to lift and lower your top leg only. It's not a big deal, right? You're still thinking about your waist, right? I'm not thinking about height. It's not this. That's not better. See what happens? I move around too much on the mat, right? The other thing, the professional tip I could give you is a lot of times we strain in this top neck here, right? You're kind of doing this. So I'm actually thinking of pressing my bottom ear into my arm. Oh, I've lost count. Make sure your feet are in front of you. Hi. How about 4? How about 3? How about 2? How about 1? Now hold. So whether you're here or you're here, right? We're going to flex and point the feet. 2, 3. You can do it with both feet even if they're separated. 5. Oh, I think my counts are right. 6. Squeeze your glutes. 7. Where's your pelvic floor? It should be inside. 8, 9, and 10. So whether you're here or here, if you're here, it's top leg only. If you're here, it's both legs. We go for a walk. Notice what I'm not doing. I'm not rolling back and rolling forward. It's a small split. Pelvic floor is in. How about 4 more? 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down we go. Bend the knees towards your chest. Use your hands. You can get fancy, swing your legs around. And we're going to go to the other side while I remember everything that we did here. All right, laying down. Feet slightly in front. My tailbone is underneath my head and shoulders. It's not forward and it's not way back. All right? You'll know it because you just won't feel it in the right place. I'm going to lean into my front hand, which is in front of my chest. Bottom ear is pressing into the arm. You have the option to lift the top leg only. If it's available, you're going to go both. Now, I overshot it there. And I'm just going to tell you, you're going to notice, especially if you play the video again, my left waistline is not as, I don't want to say, it's not weaker because I don't like the word weaker, but it's not as available to me as I would like it to be. So my lift is not going to be as high. It definitely does not come as easy on this side. I'm human. All right. How about, I don't know, 4 more? 3, 2. Now hold up here. So you either have one leg down or both legs up and flex and point. So this is a really great time to really work on pulling that pelvic floor elevator up and gathering the front and side abdominal walls together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're either here with one leg forward and back, or we go for a walk with both legs. Ooh, well, that was close. I almost hit my water bottle. You know, this is Pilates, working out in the real world. How about 4 more? How about 3? 2, take it to the top leg only if you need to. Gather the legs. All right, we're just gonna roll onto our tummies here for some back extension. All right, you guys see me? Yeah, okay. Arms are long, legs are long. All right, you can have your head down on the floor. I'm not gonna put mine down because I wanna make sure you can hear me, okay? So when I say put your head down and then you see me pick it up, it's just because I wanna make sure you can hear me because I don't have a microphone. All right, so your head is down, your legs are long. They're in line with my hips. If that really hurts your back, open up and allow a little bit and allow the legs to turn out slightly. If you can be parallel, toes and knees, toenails and kneecaps to the floor, then bring them a little bit more narrow, but they do not have to be touching by any means. All right. You're going to make sure that you can't get your hands underneath your hip crease. Your pubic bone is flat against the mat, and so are your hip bones. So you're not here, right? So you're not so tucked in your pelvis that your hip bones are up, and you're not so arched in your back that your tailbone is up and your pubic bone is up. Okay, so that's really important. So really long limbs. Head can be down for now. Let's take the arm that's closest to me, lift it. The leg that's farthest away from me, lift it, and pause here for a moment. Your front rib tips are still attached to the floor. You should not be able to get anything under there. And your hip creases, pubic bone, and hip bones are still attached. And then put them down. And then lift opposite, the arm farthest away from me and the leg closest to me. Now, keep going. If you're happy with that, you can pull the collarbone wide, lift the chest, and my eyes are looking right through the space between my fingers. I'm not looking at the wall in front of me because see what it does to my neck? I can't breathe and I can't swallow, right? So I can start my nice slow swimming there, but again, as I'm lifting my limbs, keep going. My rib tips are down,
My hip creases are down, my hip bones are down, and my pubic bone is down. So let's go for 4 more sets. It's 4 and 4 and 3. Know where your head and neck are. Know where your hip bones are. Know where your rib bones are. Pelvic floor is in, belly button is in. Oh, 1 more each set of limbs. And then lower down. Hands are going to come underneath your chest, elbows up towards the ceiling, and you can press yourself back for a rest. Curl your pelvis, scoop your belly in, pelvic floor is still inside. You're resting, but you're not letting go. Okay, grab yourself some water, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to do a little arm series. No weights, because weight of the world is enough right now, I think. You have the option. You can sit on your couch, take the video with you. Go sit on your couch, sit at your kitchen stool or your kitchen table. Sit on something. You can also sit surfer style, which is this. But a lot of people's knees don't like that. And then you have to watch for this too, right? So you can sit surfer style. I'm going to do it kneeling so that you can see me and I can see you. I'm going to have, and I might fidget around here a little bit. I'm going to have my knees apart. I'll move back a little bit so you can see. I'm going to have my knees apart directly underneath my hips. And then my feet are directly behind my knees. So you want to watch that. That's not going to feel good after a long time. And not that feet together are terrible, but I just want to be parallel because it's, you know, going to be a good stretch for the quads. Okay. You can do this standing up. You don't have to be on your knees, right? And if you want to be on your knees, but you're feeling like they're a little tender, there's a couple of options. If you have your mat, roll it up. Use your sweat towel, roll it up, put it underneath your knees. The other thing that you can play with is tucking the toes or not tucking the toes. And feel free to play with this because it puts you on a different part of your kneecap, right? So you might enjoy this. It might suck, and then you just do this, right? I like this. I'm happy. Okay. Well, welcome to my TED Talk, right? It's the brain. It's the Pilates brain. Always good. Okay, chest expansion. So collarbone is wide, arms are by the side. If you're sitting down, right, whether surf or stop, the floor might get in the way, so you're going to have to open up a little bit. All right, same thing, but you're just going to be a little bit wider. Pelvic floor is in, abdominals are gathered. Watch the ribs because they're going to really want to separate here. We're going to widen the collarbone, and we're going to pull the arms back and then forward. Now you keep going, okay? This might not feel like a lot. It's okay. All right, but let's just check in. And again, this is a good time. Maybe take the video to a mirror and check in. So the tips of the trade are that as you're pushing back, we tend to go up and then look at what happens to my shoulders. And then look at what happens to my chest. It's actually rounding forward. So what we want to do is we want to, don't jam down, because when you jam and lock your blades down, you can't move your arms. You just want to stay soft in the neck tissue. I'm going to widen the collarbone and pull my upper arm bones back. But notice my fingers are not going up. I'm not letting the top of the arm bone, the humeral head, come forward, right? And then the other thing to look out for is the dreaded rib thrust. So I'm going to turn around and show you from the back. I'm taking my upper arms and pulling them backward to you. I'm pulling them backward to you, all right? And that should get you there. It's getting me there. Okay, so let's go, I don't know, 4 more. Whether you're standing or sitting, surfer, kneeling, check your posture. Last 2, I'm going to turn to the side. Last 1. So now I'm going to keep pulling my upper arms back as I do little elbow bends. Relax your hands, right? Because it's not this, right? I'm not doing it, right? Triceps. Triceps. I'll show you from the back. My upper arms stay backward, and it's just like a little elbow bend straighten. I'll give you 360. Collarbone wide. Check your posture. Last 2. Last 1. Whew, dear Lord. Okay. Palms up. I'm gonna bring my feet together so I can access my glutes for this because I'm externally rotating the arms. So let's externally rotate the legs, right? Okay, pelvic floor is in, tummy is gathered. And I open and close. Now this is pretty subtle. It can be done wrong. So what I want you to notice that I'm doing, and you keep going because I'm going to stop and kind of show you things, is I'm turning my biceps, right? So my biceps are forward and then I turn them to the side. So the rotation is happening up here. It's not happening from my arms. I'll show you from the sides. Keep going. Open. Open. Whether you're sitting, standing, kneeling, surfer, watch your posture. Watch the front ribs, right? Notice my elbows are not moving forward and backward. I'm just turning. Now your range is going to be your range, right? External rotation. Let's go for 2 more. Now this time we're going to hold out and you're going to reach your arms out to the side, turning your arms almost inside out and then pulling them back. Reach, back, reach. I'm not going behind, right? I'm reaching out. Twisting out, twisting in, twisting out, twisting in. And we got 5, 4, 3, see what you got, 2, 1, lower down. We're gonna pray. I'm gonna take my prayer hands and I'm gonna bring them where my elbows are at shoulder height, maybe even slightly below. Everything is zipped and gathered. I still have my feet together. If you don't like feet together, you can separate them. I'll move out so you can see me. Okay, so all I'm gonna do here is squeeze. Squeeze. But here's the thing, you keep going. I don't like when I can't see you. Okay, I'm not just tapping my elbows together and making them touch, I'm squeezing. So when you get them together, there's a moment of squeeze. A moment of squeeze. Watch that you're not doing something funny in your shoulders. Watch that you're not slouching. Squeeze. And what I want you to feel, keep going, are your chest muscles. Squeeze. 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 I'll go diagonal. Squeeze. How about 5 more? Squeeze. Squeeze. Well, I think it's 3. Pelvic floor is in. Check the tummy. Now, really squeeze with an intention. This is small. You're going to squeeze your elbows so tight that your hands have nowhere to go but up. Oh, I'm never letting my elbows go. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Here we go. It's going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. All right. We made it. Sit down. Come down with me. Stretch your legs out. Knees can be bent. Diamond-shaped legs. I want you to be tall and upright. Okay. I do have my legs slightly separated if you're going for fully lengthened legs. Arms are going to be parallel to the floor. I have my palms facing each other. Take an inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to drop my chin to my chest. I'm going to go for spine stretch. I'm not just dropping my arms for the sake of dropping my arms. I'm reaching them forward. Notice as best I can, I'm keeping my belly off my waist. I haven't just collapsed onto my thighs. And then up. And here we go. Take a nice deep inhale into those back ribs and then exhale, lift yourself up. Drop your shoulders, soften your neck. Let's do 2 more. And up. And we'll do 1 more. And up. All right. So if you're here, you can stay here. If your legs are straight, take the leg that's closest to me, and you're gonna cross the foot over the knee, and you're gonna give yourself a hug, right? If you're here, you're gonna round forward and you'll have an opportunity to stretch both hips twice, okay? So we're here, and then I'm gonna take the arm that's farthest away from you, and I'm gonna wrap it so it's opposite elbow and knee, and then I'm gonna reach my arm up I'm going to turn towards you. I'm going to put just fingers down. I don't want to lean back because I'm kind of leaning off of the stretch, right? Just fingertips. Maybe my elbow is soft and bent. Maybe you can get, depends on the length of your arm, your palm nice and flat. I'm lifting and I'm rotating. I'm opening my collarbone, lifting up through my spine, hugging my knee in close, feeling the stretch here. Oh, I feel all kinds of stuff going on my middle back. Belly is in, and we're gonna let that go. All right, now I'm gonna take the leg, I'm gonna turn away from you. I'm gonna take the leg farthest away from you. Cross it over. The arm that's closest to you hugs that leg, so it's opposite knee and elbow. I'm gonna reach up to help me lengthen my spine. I'm gonna turn, right? Again, we're not leaning back, right? Fingertips, I have a soft bent elbow. My collarbone is pulling wide and my spine is growing tall. And I'm hugging that knee in close. All right. I'm going to turn to you. You're going to turn to me. Hands and knees, if that's available, pat it up. If you can't be down on your knees for any reason, you're going to have your hands on your knees, and we're going to do some cat and cow stretches, okay? All right, so I'll demo both. So here I am, hands and knees. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, curl the pelvis around the spine. And then pull yourself back out. So you're going to keep going with that. If you're up here with knees bent, tail out, you're going to curl. And then you're going to re-lengthen. And then you're going to curl. And you're going to re-lengthen. Now you up here are going to keep going. Us down here are going to do one more. Tuck your toes, lean back. If you're standing up, keep curling and straightening. Come on to the toes, lower your heels down, and roll up one vertebrae at a time. It's not quite over yet. All right, turn to me. I'm going to turn to you. I'm going to step forward with my left leg. Right, I'm going to try to keep my, well, I'll move back so you can see. I'm going to try to keep my heel flat on the floor, the back one. Okay, so I'm not here, not yet. I want to stretch that calf. Right? Maybe hinge forward a little bit. It's a balance challenge. Okay? In. Pelvic floor gathered. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten both legs. I'm going to lift this back foot. You might have to fidget it out a little bit so that you can come it. Now, if you have something handy, like a wall or a couch, you use it, right? A broom, a Swiffer, something for balance. Because now I'm going to stretch in the front of this hip. So this has to squeeze to open this up. Notice where my knee is. It's not here. Go in a mirror. Check your postures, right? Take this video with you. Go back, do it in front of a mirror, right? Practice your postures. All right, and then I'm going to step it in. I'm turning around so you can see me. I'm going to take the other foot, step it back. Toes and knees are forward. I'm going to just lean forward a little bit. To me, it helps me find that calf stretch, right? Glutes are squeezing, abs are in. Knee is over, heel, not forward. Okay, both legs straight. I'm going to fidget that toe out a little bit. Now the heel is lifted. Glutes are squeezing, tummy is in, opening up the front of this hip. Bend both knees, step it in. I'm going to round down, placing the hands on my knees. I'm going to bend at my knees, keeping my knees over my heels, reaching my hips back, reaching through the crown of my head, stretching the hamstrings. Now, if you don't feel it here, what you're going to try to do is straighten your knees just a teeny tiny bit, right? Don't jam them back, just so you can feel the belly of the hamstring. Now, you might feel some like not good stuff in here. That's just an indication that you need to pull in, but you're not rounding, because if you round, you're not going to get your hand. So again, check your mirror. You're not here. You're here. Bunny tails out. Drop and roll. Roll yourself up. That's all I have for you guys today. Please let me know how you're doing in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on with you in your life. If this is the first time you've taken class from me, I hope that you enjoyed it. I miss you guys terribly. Maybe we can work out again together soon. All right? Love you.